Hypertension, also called high blood pressure, is a condition in which the long-term force of the blood against artery walls is higher than normal. The higher your blood pressure levels, the more risk you have for other health problems like heart attack, stroke, and kidney failure. Hypertension usually develops over time. It can happen because of unhealthy lifestyle choices, like eating unhealthy foods or not getting enough regular physical activity. In today's video, we will talk about the 5 worst foods that cause elevated blood pressure or hypertension. Number 1. Sodium or salt. Doctors have been preaching to avoid salt intake for a long time. This is because it is considered one of the main contributing factors to high blood pressure. High salt intake can damage your bean-shaped organs called kidneys. Your kidneys filter around 120 quarts of blood each day. They pull unwanted fluids and toxins from cells and send them to the bladder. But eating too much salt makes it harder for your kidneys to remove fluid, which builds up in your body and increases blood pressure. Over time, excessive salt intake can narrow and harden the blood vessels. As a result, oxygenated blood flow to key organs decreases. Heart muscles try to pump blood even harder to ensure blood reaches throughout the body, which further increases blood pressure. One survey of worldwide sodium dietary intake found that only 10 to 15% of sodium comes from foods cooked at home. The remaining 75 to 80% of sodium comes from processed foods like pizza, fries, and burritos. Number 2. Refined carbs and sugars. Refined carbs are starchy foods like white bread, pasta, pizza dough, cereals and pastries, and contain more sugars. Our body produces too much insulin in response to a diet high in carbs and sugar, which causes blood pressure to increase. Hyperinsulinemia decreases sodium and water excretion in the kidney and also causes vasoconstriction of blood vessels. Refined sugar, particularly fructose sugar, also inhibits the nitric oxide in blood vessels. Nitric oxide is considered the most important vasodilator and helps maintain the elasticity of blood vessels. Nitric oxide suppression leads to an increase in blood pressure. Recent studies found that a low glycemic diet followed by only a few weeks achieves a measurable reduction in blood pressure. Number 3. Vegetable oil. Vegetable oil, such as corn, cottonseed, canola oil, and grapeseed are composed of processed polyunsaturated fats. These fats can trigger an inflammatory response and lead to hardening of arteries or atherosclerosis, high blood pressure, and other chronic diseases. When you buy processed foods, fried foods, frozen foods, fast food, and margarine, it is almost certain that these foods were prepared in vegetable oil, or even worse, if they use partially hydrogenated oil, also known as a trans fat. These trans fats can increase the bad cholesterol levels and lower the good cholesterol. To replace vegetable oils, cook with unrefined oils like extra virgin olive oil, avocado oil, sesame oil, and coconut oil. Number 4. Alcohol. Drinking alcohol increases blood pressure in more than one way, but in this video, we will discuss one mechanism in detail. Alcohol increases blood levels of the hormone renin, which is controlled by the kidneys. Renin causes blood vessels to constrict, making them smaller in diameter. This hormone also decreases the fluid elimination through the body as urine. This combination of smaller blood vessels and higher fluid levels in the body increases blood pressure. One study found that when people severely restricted or stopped their alcohol intake, their blood pressure went down. And when they resumed their alcohol intake the same as before, their blood pressure went up to where it was. Number 5. Over-grilled meat. New research found that eating meat cooked at high temperatures produces an inflammatory response in the body, raising blood pressure. Harvard Medical School researchers found that the level of an inflammatory marker called C-reactive protein is significantly associated with the future development of hypertension. When protein is charred or exposed to high temperatures, it produces a carcinogenic chemical called heterocyclic aromatic amines, or HHAs. The risk of hypertension increases with the amount of HHAs present. If you want grilled meat, add thyme, oregano, rosemary, garlic, and other spices in a marinade that can decimate any carcinogens. Want to know how to reduce blood pressure naturally? Then check out our video on foods that lower blood pressure. Remember, this video is for educational purposes. We are not giving you medical advice. You should always consult your doctor if you need any professional opinion. Do you find this video helpful? If yes, then make sure to like this video, subscribe to our channel, and hit the bell notification button.